And welcome to the Old Hombre podcast with your host, Mense, and
Andrew, good evening. Good evening.
good evening, everyone. And welcome to episode 16. Can you believe it?
16. Yeah.
Crazy.
I did say last time that after 15, I would classify myself as an official YouTuber.
Well, this is it. Yeah, I mean, this time next year we'll have the plaque and everything. From the millions and millions of subscribers that we're gonna have. But yeah.
Well, apparently you get this thing from YouTube.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. It's a real thing. Yeah. Exactly. So this is your podcast based on business analysis and work life.
And work life, yes.
And we've got an episode. Hopefully, it should be a fun one because on the last one we had a bit of a deep dive in work life, particularly sales, which we hope you enjoyed. And we thought we'll lighten up the load a little bit and. I think have a little bit of a whinge, right? Let's have a whinge episode.
This is a whinge episode. Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, I do like these ones because I feel like, my wife just rolls her eyes when I whinge, and I think Mency and the two viewers that we get regularly, they might appreciate this one.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna appreciate this one. But yeah, I thought so this episode's gonna be on. The food trade, I would say. Yeah, it would be the restaurant, food trade.
It's on the restaurant industry, more focusing, I suppose, on fine dining.
Yeah.
Whatever that is.
Yeah.
So.
How fine is fine dining? Maybe that would be the name of the episode. But I think we should definitely just dive straight into. A little bit of the Wally of the week.
You asked me a question sort of earlier on, sort of what sort of gave me the idea of talking about this, and then I just want to sort of give a bit of a background to some of the. I've just seen the picture you've got.
Don't worry, go on. I'm still not sharing it with the audience.
I was sitting there watching. I think it was. MasterChef, and they've got one of the judges there, a chap called Marcus Waring.
Is that the one that's been done for inappropriate?
No, that's the other one. That's Greg. Greg,
okay. Greg Wallace.
He's been told off for calling a tart a tart.
Well, so basically he needs to do some HR training. Don't worry, we've got a couple of courses that he can take.
We've covered that bit.
Yeah.
And this competitor, young lad, made a dish with eggs. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was an egg-based dish. And Marcus Waring, he's got a beard, very well trimmed, grey, silver fox-looking type. And he looked at this dish, right? And then he sort of turned his nose up, and he was like almost as he'd farted, and was trying to make sure that it didn't smell. So he was like. And he looked at this guy and he said, "You do know this is my signature dish, don't you? I hope you haven't messed it up." Almost like, how dare you? How dare you?
Just cook an egg-based dish.
Yeah, something that I'm known for, and then present it back to me. And I was seething inside, seething. So then I sat down and started doing a bit of research, and hence why I thought this might be a good episode.
Yeah, why not? I mean, we all like to eat, and we all dislike getting shafted with prices when we eat.
Absolutely.
So this is definitely a whinge episode. So, with that said, I thought I would start off with our Wally of the Week segment.
What do you think I am, mate? Some sort of Wally.
Right. So, little bit of background as well. My mum ran a restaurant. So, and Andrew,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, she had a restaurant in Bethnal Green, a Colombian restaurant. So, and my great grandma, all her life, she never had a job. She used to be a sweet maker.
Wow.
I myself ran a company as well with selling spices and all this type of stuff.
I know that.
And it was my dream to be a chef. So, food. I mean, honestly, if I didn't need to make money and good money, I would definitely be in the food industry because it makes me, there's nothing that makes me happier than just making good food for good people and sharing experiences.
Absolutely.
So I love this subject, even if it's not.
Similar to yourself, I didn't know that about your mum. Like, I wish I'd have known that beforehand. But similar to you, I decided, one day I was going to go back to college, get my catering course done, get all of my certificates, etc. And I opened a cafe and ran a cafe for 2 years.
Brilliant.
It was the most enjoyable part of my working career.
Yeah.
Earned no money, or very little money, but I loved it. So, yeah, we're both foodies. I think it's fair to say that. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, so we'll start off with
What do you think I am, mate?
our Insta Wally
Some sort
segment.
of Wally.
And let's go to sharing the screen. So I've only got one, but this to me
I do like it.
is kind of the state of the nation right now, right? The type of nonsense that's being pushed to people out there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think this is just a quintessential example of just how stupid not the food industry, because this isn't necessarily food industry, but just the way the direction we're almost running out of ideas in food consumerism. So yeah, let's have a look at this glitter gravy idea. Let's see if we can spice up our Christmas dishes with some glitter gravy, right?
Oh my God. Is this a real thing?
Yeah, in fairness, Andrew, that plate is so bad, it does need a bit of razzle-dazzle. It does need a bit of razzle-dazzle.
Well, it's your meat and 2 veg, isn't it?
I mean, look at that. The cheek of putting that... Yeah, so glitter gravy. I don't know if it's something that we might see in MasterChef, but I wouldn't be shocked at this point in life.
I would be shocked.
Right, so
do you know what? I'll tell you now, we're laughing at this, right? But next Christmas, one of those posh twats that are on TV, right, the chefs are going to do something very similar to this. They're going to tweak it a little bit, call it jus instead of gravy.
I'm telling you.
And it'll be, oh my God, look what he's created.
I'm telling you, let's look at the comments. It comes with a crushed velvet sofa and a live, love and laugh sign. I have notified the authorities, of course. Thanks. I'm now shitting like a unicorn. Love it. What's it? Crimes have been committed there. Yeah, what's it? Yeah, there you go. Also, no offense to the chef, but that roast is so bland and dry. Yeah, I mean, it definitely needs some glitter gravy, I must say. And I just wondered if maybe, not now, no, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. Okay, cool. I was going to share a comment that I made on Heinz.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I mean, this was only 2 weeks back, so it was way before you even mentioned this as a subject. But yeah, I'm always trolling the latest and greatest posts on the internet. But yeah, this is Andrew's contribution. I'm not sure if this is a Wally of the week, but let's see. Let's play this.
But this is where we got to now.
Right.
This is where we got to now. So this is a really good example.
Right. So this is when you finally go to a fancy restaurant.
Yeah.
Trust me, you'll like it. The food here is super trendy. All the Kardashians eat here. Monsieur, starting with your drinks, dehydrated sparkling water.
What? The what? The dehydrated sparkling water?
It's dehydrated water.
Oh my God.
It's just
and
full of...
first course of your meal, mineral soup from the Now Riviera.
Yeah.
Les appetizers, dry-aged chicken feather salad. The taste of hamburger.
So basically just the taste of hamburger, not the hamburger itself.
Starting with your entree, house-made spaghetto, sémea to perfection. This is just one spaghetti noodle. Yes, spaghetto is the singular form of spaghetti.
Spaghetto.
Here, your Wagyu beef, finally, reduced to a gas form to be consumed through your nose. And finally, dessert, white chocolate raspberry cheesecake foam. Your bill comes up to $24,000.
Wow.
Good.
Wow.
Wow. And this is sort of really knocks it on the head for me. Is we've been reduced down to getting really good ingredients.
Yeah.
Messing around with them.
Yeah.
So that they're unrecognizable, both in looks, in texture, in flavor. Just the smoke of a Wagyu beef or whatever. That's what we've been reduced to. And
Yeah.
and my whole point of today's episode really is when are we going to wake up, or have we woken up? That's the thing. Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
Yeah, so I mean, funny enough, I was having a walk down Knightsbridge the other day, not because I was shopping, just I was walking down Knightsbridge. I know it's crazy, and yeah, trust me, I was not shopping, and I saw the Nusret restaurant. This is the Salt Bay guy.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, right.
yeah, the
Yeah,
Salt
okay,
Bay
okay.
guy, yeah, and like he was doing some extortionate things like that as well, like charging a couple of $1,000 for a tomahawk steak and wrapping it with gold and all of that crap. And he's
Yeah.
lost a lot of his restaurants as well, and you know, some of them have survived because you know the Instagram culture is still keeping them
Yeah.
alive, but
Yeah.
you know, it stays unnumbered. It stays unnumbered,
Yeah.
and it's just down to this type of stuff, man. So yeah, I thought I'd go to the second TikTok reel.
Right.
So
Yeah.
go on.
Before you do that, right? I just want to take you back in time a little bit.
Right.
So, so we've got
What do you
ways
think
of
I am,
sorry.
mate?
Yeah.
we've got ways of you know, restaurants are mostly word of mouth, right?
Yeah.
You go and eat somewhere, and I go and you say to me, "Oh, yeah, this place amazing," blah blah blah. I go, etc. Right? But you know, we've got other things that people look at. You know, Michelin stars, right? So Michelin is actually, you know, I used to think Michelin tires, blah blah. Is it connected? Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, back in I think the 1920s or whatever, the Michelin Tire Company thought we're not selling enough tires because people aren't driving enough. Yeah, how can we make them drive? I know, right? We'll create this guide. Yeah, and this guide will have places of interest. It'll have petrol stations and hotels, but it'll also have restaurants, right? And people can go there, etc. So they used to grade the restaurants, right? 1 star. You know what? It's worth stopping on the way. Yeah. 2 star, it's worth making a diversion and going paying it a visit. 3 star, it's worth making a special journey. And basically, this is how all this pretentious stuff started. Basically, a tire
In the
company
the most non-pretentious company, and then we've got
Yeah.
Michelin.
And now we've got Michelin. Yeah. So that's, you know, sort of the background on it. And this is how it started. And this is what we've ended up with,
Yeah.
is things like this.
Right. So okay, we'll go on the second. We'll go into
Yeah.
the second video that you shared with us. Hopefully it's just got sound.
Could I just ask what the high stakes are? That's Hotbox Beef explaining the meaning of life to a baked potato whilst being overwhelmed by a paranoid peppercorn sauce. And the Joe Rogan Josh? That's a straight white lamb with a popular podcast. And what's Strength of the Sea? That's
It's very clever, I must
prawns
admit.
with
It's
brawn
very
crabs
clever.
with abs and not a wimp shrimp with really big muscles. And what's the piggy home from hospital? That's cured pork. And what's the Shakira selection? A collection of side dishes where the chips don't lie. I'll just have that, please. And can I have a cup of coffee as well? A cup of what, sorry? Oh, baffled beans forcefully transitioned into a feisty fluid that can raise the dead. I'll bring that right over for you, sir.
Yeah.
And what that highlights is the stupid names. The
Yeah.
stupid names.
Absolutely.
On menus. Yeah, absolutely
You can't.
ridiculous.
Yeah. You know, it kind of defeats the purpose of a menu now
Yeah.
because it's like it just doesn't. It doesn't. Usually, a menu would be to easily identify what on earth you're actually gonna buy, and identifying the price. Now it's just. You have the name, and then you have to have a long bloody explanation to figure out what the hell it is. And God
Yeah.
forbid you don't understand what that is because you just
Oh,
look like a
the
pleb.
look
you
on your
look like a
face.
pleb. Yeah.
You know, the serving staff. What you don't know what an uncomplexy or whatever the words that they use. Assiette. You know what? I never knew what assiette was.
I don't know
An
what assiette is.
Well, assiette of this and an assiette of that. It's French for plate.
Oh my
Plate.
God.
It means plate.
Well, do you know what? Funny enough, it's the same thing. It's the same thing when you go into Starbucks, right? And there's can I have a cortado and you know, matcha coca latte, but whatever that. Oh, just give me the bloody number 4, mate, and get this over the line. Come on, mate. No, you're absolutely right, mate. Honestly, it's too right. But yeah, let's pivot into this article. So you sent this article over, Andrew. Tell us a bit about this.
Yeah. Well, this guy Tom Aiken again, you know.
Oh, is this the same guy from MasterChef?
No, this is a different chap.
Yeah.
So he's basically he's been on telly a few times as guest, etc., etc.
Good-looking chap.
He's basically started a restaurant, and this for me highlights how not only has food changed, the way that food presentation has changed, how we are now being given descriptions that we don't understand. But what really does it for me is chefs that are right up themselves.
Right.
So you look at a menu now, and it's not what you said, Nancy. It's not egg, chips, beans, or fillet steak, mashed potatoes, whatever. Right? It is now all about them. Yeah,
Right.
it's all about them. When you look at the menu, talk about pretentious. This dish was inspired from when I was a little boy and I used to walk through the hayfields in Somerset with my dog, and we found a bit of cow shit on the floor. So I decided to change it into a pudding. It's that sort of crap. It just goes on and on. So you look at the restaurant, you look at the website, it's all a big bio about how they were born and raised and where they went on holiday and blah, blah, blah. And then the menus were inspired by their childhood or by their holidays or by their dog. Or it's just gone bananas. It's just gone bananas. These people, who do they think they are? Seriously, who do they think they are?
Yeah, well, let's find out. So it says, is this the most pretentious restaurant menu ever? So, Tom Atkins, so it's £145.
Yeah.
And it says you'll have to guess the ingredients. Okay. Yeah. So funny enough, so I'll tell you, I did go to one restaurant like this, but it was a very good gimmick. So I went to a restaurant called something Noir. Oh crap. Basically, all of the waiters are blind. And you eat in the pitch dark. Yeah. And you don't know what you're eating. You just tell them, look, I'm veggie, I'm vegan, I like fish, or I like this. And they've got 4 set menus. And then you're eating in the dark. And then at the end, they show you what you ate.
Yeah.
That I thought was pretty cool, right?
Well, that's a gimmick.
Yeah.
That's a gimmick. I get that. Yeah, that's a gimmick. That, I feel, is different from using a restaurant as a platform to promote yourself.
Yeah. This is it's an experience. It's an experience you'll never have in your life unless you literally go blind. That's interesting. All right, so let's have a look. So he's one of the top chefs. I've seen him before. I just didn't know he was that big in food. So it gives you such titles as Just Down the Road, The Love Affair Continues, and Perplexingly, Wait and See. So those are the each course has a paragraph explanation. Damn. Yeah. Which the chef describes as his gastronomic autobiography. I mean, seriously, you're right. Is he that bloody important?
Fuck it. Excuse me.
But the flowery text is thin on specifics, leaving diners to guess whether it's meat, fish, or fowl. What's fowl, by the way?
Chicken.
Right. So that's him. Lovely.
Yeah.
The opening course is Forever Picking. It's about as explicit as the menu gets.
So basically, can I have 2 Forever Pickings, please, and a glass of wine?
Wow. Yeah. Promising snacks, inspired by the seasons. It says the course stems from my recollection of being in the garden with my mother and picking anything that was edible.
Who gives a shit? Excuse me. Sorry. Who gives a crap?
I mean, that would only matter if you were like Michael Jackson, and I'm a Michael Jackson fan. I mean, I know it's going to be a lot of people, oh, you like Michael, but okay, I'll go for that because I want to have the Michael Jackson experience. But I mean, who the hell is this?
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, how stupid does he think people are?
Well, apparently stupid enough. I mean, he goes, but quite what a dish named. We all have our beech tree moment and tells is anyone's guess. Atkins says it's inspired by a childhood memory of climbing a tree. Wow. You weren't joking, were you?
No,
You weren't joking. My lord. And look, there's the menu, Andrew. I mean, I'm not sure if Forever Picking, just down the road.
Yep.
We'll have a beach tree moment. Yep. It's
Yep.
not always black and white. Being a chef requires creativity.
And let's just in case people can't see it, I just want to highlight that the text underneath each heading isn't what's in the ingredients. It's some sort of cocked up, Mamie, stupid story about, I don't know, when he first had a semi when he woke up in the morning after watching a program. I'm sorry, audience. This has really got me, this one.
Oh my God. I mean, the love affair, it continues. France is very close to my heart. I spent many years at the heart of France as a child on holidays in the Auvergne. What's
Auvergne.
Oh God. As well as the wine regions of the south, developing my love affair with food. This continued working alongside Pierre Kaufman and Joe Robertson, which no one knows.
No one knows.
Wow.
No one knows.
Wait. Cows and cornflakes. Oh, I'm interested in this one. Actually, this is kind of selling it to me, Andrew. From the age of 12, holidays was spent in the Auvergne.
Yeah.
In a tiny hamlet. The local farmer brought us warm, fresh milk each morning, which, once it settled, was rich in cream. I can still taste the sweetness of that combined with the cornflakes. And this is what inspired, this dish was inspired from that moment. So you're giving me cornflakes and milk. Interesting.
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's £145, 10-course menu. A 6-course menu version is £95. And a 3-course version is £50. Andrew, I'll be honest with you. We should go in there and spend 50 quid each.
Mate, I was going to suggest that. I was going to suggest that, we take our better halves.
Yeah.
And we go there.
No, because that makes it a £200 experience. Sod that. No, £100, and we'll tell them to remove the service charge. All right, because mate, I'm not paying service charge for this crap. No, and I'm telling you, it'll be 25%. Let me tell you that for free. Let me tell you that for free. And they're gonna look at us like, oh, yeah.
Does Monsieur know how to use a fork?
Yeah, I mean, exactly. The restaurant, which opens in the new year, has only 5 tables with space for 26 diners. Wow. Yeah. So we won't actually be able to eat by ourselves.
Well, this is creating demand, Minty. This is creating demand, basically.
Scarcity complex. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
But let's look at that last paragraph.
Yeah. Atkins' former restaurant empire went into administration in 2008, leaving only the brasserie-style Tom's Kitchen in Chelsea.
Yeah. So basically, you know what? He hasn't learned his lesson, right?
Oh my God.
He probably thought, you know what? I didn't talk enough about myself. Let me start again and talk more about myself.
This is absolutely crazy. This is absolutely crazy. I mean, what more can I say about that other than?
But mate, it does. It goes on and on. It's become about awards and the number of stars you can get. The customer is secondary. Does the customer like this crap? They don't care. They don't care. It's about, oh, look at me. When I walked in a field and I saw this, and I'm so brilliant, and I'm so fantastic. I'm so innovative. Well, you've got restaurants like the Fat Duck, right? It's well known, and it's been going for years.
Is the Fat Duck the one by Heston Bimmenfield?
That's the one.
That's actually quite a sad story. He's in some form of therapy, or
is he really?
Yeah, because he I think he's suffering from like extreme anxiety and. Sorry, don't quote me on that, but he's in a bad place apparently.
Well, whatever's wrong with him, we hope hope he gets better soon. Yeah, the Fat Duck has been going for a while.
Yeah,
he's famous. I think he got famous for things like snail porridge, right? Making porridge and snails and stuff like that. 3 courses there. 3 courses. Starter, main course, dessert. £225 per person. Per person, right?
Wow.
And you just and when you think of things like it's porridge with snails in it, right? You can just imagine the markup. Yeah, and I know there's a bit of skill and things like that involved in it, but I just do think it's overkill. But that's not the best one. There's a restaurant in Ibiza, and apparently they've got 2 or 3 of them around the world called Sublimation, right? A tasting menu. Sublimation.
Sublimotion.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There's a
Wait. So I'm going to share.
tasting menu, £2,400 per person.
Wow. So I'm actually on the website, and it looks like a discotheque website. So let's have
the
a look at
website
this.
is crazy.
Let's have a look at this. Ooh, Andrew.
It's crazy.
Ooh, Andrew.
Yeah.
What did you just say? Sorry, repeat that. So Sublimation, and what are they famous for, Andrew?
But basically, it's £2,400 per person for a set menu of around 30, 40.
Do they suck you off at this restaurant?
I don't think they do. They may give you a massage. I'm hoping, but there's things like pictures of the dishes coming out of the table.
Well,
don't forget, you have to buy a ticket. Yeah, and the ticket is edible.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So
this is a table that reaches up to the
Andrew.
stars.
Does this?
No, Andrew. This looks good
Fill
though.
your soul through all your senses.
Does this remind you of Derelict?
Lose yourself.
Andrew, do you know what this
in a
reminds me
realm
of? This reminds me of.
where reality blends
How do I
with
pause this
fantasy.
crap?
Pause it or turn it off.
Oh, there you go, Andrew. This reminds me. There's a film on Disney Plus called I think it's called The Chef or something like that, and it's a horror story about celebrities that get sent out to a fine dining experience, and they end up being the dessert. I just ruined the ending for everyone. It's very reminiscent of this. Is it called The Chef? The Chef. No, I don't think it is called. No, it's not called The Chef. The Chef's actually a good film. That's the one about the food truck that the guy makes with his son. That's a really good film. No, it's the. Oh man, it's gonna annoy me now. The Chef film Disney. Yeah. It's called. Oh no! It's called The Menu. The Menu. Yeah, right. The Menu. Yeah, it's very.
It reminds me of the Derelict part in what's that comedy program where he's a male model? I can't remember the name of it now.
What's that?
Well, there's a bit there's Derelict, and he's basically dressed as a tramp, and that's supposed to be the next fashion style. We've got onto food no longer being the thing. It's all about.
It's no longer about eating. It's an experience.
No. It's the experience.
But I'm sorry, but this has really intrigued me. So let me press play on this bad boy.
The metaverse.
Ooh, metaverse action as well. So do I get free metaverse glasses with it?
I don't.
Because they're not really justified as a price.
I was going to suggest that me and you should go and maybe sample it for research.
Well, if anyone wants us to sample this and go to Ibiza, we have a link down there for donations. We don't. But feel free to pay for us, and we'll definitely go and explore it. Oh my God! Oh wow! Oh wow! Sorry, Andrew, I'm lost. I'm not even listening to you no more. My Lord! Ooh! That's a fiesta. Yeah. But I want to see the menu.
Can you see anywhere on that website a menu?
Well, this is what I'm trying to figure out. Yeah, I'm trying to get to the menu.
No, I spent half an hour looking.
Y nunca nos aburrimos. Eso es mágico.
Wow, it's magic.
It's magic.
Well, I'll tell you what's magic. The fact that I ain't seen a bloody menu.
No, again, it's about them. Look at the page on about, Janice and Danny and Eduardo. Yeah. It's just crazy. It's just crazy. But Mincy,
I mean, he doesn't look like a bloody... There. Oh, he's just the designer of the set, of course. I thought he doesn't look like he's chefing at all.
He's a fashion designer.
He's a musical director for this thing. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. This is incredible.
People must be going there. They must be paying the £2,500 or whatever it is and going and, listening to music and putting metaverse glasses on and then getting tiny little dishes of what is supposed to be some kind of food.
So in good fashion, how many years do you give this until it folds?
I give it a year.
A year. We're going to keep tabs on this one.
But you know what? I reckon it'll go on, mate, because there are idiots out there. There are people that will do it, and
I'll give it one
If-
recession. I'll give it one recession. That's what I'll do.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
when the next recession hits, it will be gone. But yeah, it's
I
definitely
mean,
not.
the markups in these places are stupid, Mincy. I mean, they're ridiculous, right? There's a restaurant called Locanda Locatelli, right? And it's, as you can imagine, it's an Italian restaurant. This guy had a series on TV a while ago. You know, floppy Italian hair. You know, the accent and everything. And I actually enjoyed it
What's
because
it
it was
called?
really home.
Lacanda. Oh wow! All I had to write was Loca, and it
Like
came up as a
Locanda
number.
Locatelli.
Yeah, and it came as a number one suggestion. Right. So I'm on the website right
Yeah.
now. Sorry, you got me freestyling because this is well up my street. So they
Yeah,
got one in
so-
Marylebone.
Yeah, so if you look at the menu, I mean, look at the markups, right? Menzi, minestrone soup, right? Basically, vegetable soup, yeah, with a tomato base and some little pieces of pasta, angel hair pasta, whatever, normally, right? A bowl of vegetable soup, £21.50 is your starter.
Andrew, you know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. Now you are being an old hombre, because I've got restaurants in my local area
Yeah.
that are this expensive.
Mate,
I'm just letting you know.
I
You don't
get
even
it.
have to go to Mayfair anymore, mate. I've seen these prices in East London.
Yeah.
I've taken
East London.
I've taken my daughter to restaurants this expensive. In fact, I've got one
Right.
literally 100 meters away from my door that charge these prices for pasta.
Mate, honestly, it's water and flour.
I mean,
It's
look at
water
the
and
portion.
flour.
Look at the portion size. This is actually not that.
No.
This is not that unreasonable by high end.
That's an aubergine cut in half with some tomatoes on it, right? Minestrone soup, Mincy, £21.50. Do you know what the cost of a minestrone soup is per portion? Right, about a pound. About a £1.50. Right, I get markups. Yeah, you have to pay staff, you have to pay overheads, you have to pay this, that, and the other. I get it, right? But a lot of these people are pricing themselves based on having appeared on TV or getting a couple of rosettes or whatever it is, right? And I just think that, again, you know, they say the restaurant industry is the most likely to fail. Yeah, out of all of the businesses that used to, right? And I just sometimes think that where has the value for money gone? You know, where has the home cooking gone? And we'll come on to it later, but people are changing. People, the way that they're looking at restaurants is changing. The way that people are spending their money is changing.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're looking at these stuffy, overpriced places and walking away. Yeah, they're walking away, Mincy, and it's about time, because we're not paying for value for money. We're not paying for well cooked, reasonably sized, well made dishes. We're paying for egos. We're paying for egos. Yeah, right. It goes back to the pretentious menus. It goes back to the stupid overpricing, and it's not just Italians, French, whatever. Everyone's at it. There's a kebab restaurant in London called Queen Kebab, right? And they do a sharing menu or a tasting menu, because that seems to be the craze at the moment, right? It's £110 per person. And what this guy's done very cleverly is he's basically just zhuzhed up some of the names, right? So an amuse-bouche is basically a little soup or a little pastry to get you started. Soup and then bread and butter. And then you get a pate, a vegetable pate. Obviously, they call it a terrine, right? And then you get a meze of calamari and prawn, right? And then you get a palate cleanser. A palate cleanser is usually a little sorbet,
Yeah.
right? And then you get a lamb kebab, a soutlaç, which is a rice pudding, and a petit four. And a petit four is 2 cubes of Turkish delight.
Right.
£110 per person. Yeah, and you don't even get plates. He just bungs all the stuff on the counter, and you eat off the counter.
Literally, you can go to Edmonton and spend £15, £20
Yeah.
for that,
Yeah.
and you're getting all of that and some.
And
Crazy,
some. And some.
crazy,
Yeah.
crazy.
Big up to Capital in Edmonton.
Yes, please. Capital Edmonton.
Yeah.
Brilliant
Go
restaurant.
there if you want
Brilliant
value
restaurant.
for money and good food.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So, Andrew, let's
Yeah.
move.
No, and I'm gonna. I can see what you've got on the screen
So
there.
I'll start.
Basically,
share
what
it.
this.
So, what is this all about then, Andrew?
Yeah. So basically, what they're saying.
By the way, this
is
article was
these-
more than 15 years old, so you've really done
Yeah.
deep.
No, it's fine, but it happens. So we put it on there. A lot of these chefs are saying, well, you pay for skill.
Yep.
You pay for quality.
Yep.
You pay for creativity.
Yep.
You pay for the time, etc.
Yep.
And Gordon Ramsay, he's famous for screaming at people. Oh, look at the quality on this. I would never serve it.
It has to
throws
be
it away.
fresh. It has to be fresh.
Yeah,
It's so easy to make it fresh. How dare you store this in your freezer? And
Absolutely. What, you made it this morning? You didn't make it fresh to order. Blah, blah, blah. Well, you know what? They were buying pre-prepared food.
buying it. Not preparing it. Buying it.
No. Buying it pre-prepared. Coq au vin, stews, sauces.
No, you tell a lie, Andrew. No. Okay, let's read this. Let's read this part because this is really, I've never heard of this. So Gordon Ramsay's restaurants found to be using pre-prepared meals. So basically, Weatherspoon style. It's not hard to guess what Gordon Ramsay said yesterday when he fell victim to a sting by the Sun newspaper, which caught his London gastropubs using pre-prepared meals, including boil in a bag coq au vin, with markups of 500%.
Yeah.
Wherever he said it, probably had an F in it.
Guaranteed.
Yeah, the television chef found himself having to defend the practice by which meals are prepared at the kitchen operated by one of his companies in South London and transported in refrigerated vans to his Foxtrot Oscar restaurant and 3 pubs in Limehouse, Maida Vale and Chiswick. Wow. Oh, so he kind of cooks it in a centre and then sends
No. That was his excuse. That was his excuse. Right. Yeah. And yes, some of them were there, right? But some of them were from the same places that Weatherspoons, that Harvester, etc., have their food pre-prepared and sent.
Wow. So it goes, the statement followed by remarks by Chef Darren, logistics, everything from coq au vin starters, terrine snacks, and salmon rillettes, whatever that is, various desserts, braised beef in red wine sauce, mixed pies, anything that takes a long time to cook, any braised items or sauces, we do all of that. We do coq au vin at £2.60 a portion, leg of thigh in a bag with sauce. All you have to do is pop it in a pan of boiling water and reheat it. Wow. The newspaper calculated that the markups in price for diners were nearly 600% in some cases, with fish cakes that cost £1.92 to produce, selling for £11.25, with sausage rolls costing 75p were going for £3.50. Literally, you could have just got them from Greg's.
Yeah.
Wow.
But the thing is that they justify their prices, by saying it's fresh, it's made by a skilled person. It's not your run-of-the-mill stuff that's pre-prepared days and weeks in advance. And it turns out that, you know what?
And I've actually eaten at the Warrington pub. It's actually a lovely pub. They do these massive, they used to. It's been years since I've been down there. They used to do these massive scotched eggs and all this type of stuff.
Eggs.
It goes. Apparently they were being sent by refrigerated vans. GL Logistics is the catering production arm of Ramsay's business, GR Holdings. He purchased the kitchen and said, "Wow, it's crazy, man." Well, there you go.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's like I say, when you sit down opposite one of these chefs and you say, "Why are your prices so high?" They go on about the freshness, they go on about the skill, they go on about the innovation and the creativity, etc. Yeah. Mate, the creativity's died. I mean, Fat Duck, right? We talked about them earlier. He started off with stale porridge back in, 20 years ago, right? And to this day, he's still selling stale porridge. Where's the creativity in that? Yeah, there's no innovation. There's things like deconstructed lasagna that he's been doing for God knows how long. Deconstructed. Basically, he's dropped it on the floor and then put it back on a plate in a mess. That's deconstructed. Yeah.
Is that real, by
It's
the
just
way?
stupid.
Is that real?
Huh?
Is that real?
No,
Oh,
no.
okay.
That's what it looks like. You know, it's like basically.
But is it
instead of
called
going to
is it called disconstructed lasagna?
deconstructed lasagna?
Oh, I'm
yeah,
gonna have to
basically,
Google that now. I'm sorry.
Instead of going through all of the hassle of making a lovely layered lasagna in a tray or whatever, right? They basically put a lump of mince, a slice of pasta, and then put the sauce over the top of it. Yeah, there's a picture of it there.
Is
isn't
it? Well, is this the fat duck?
Wow, I don't know. It could be.
Uh,
There you go. That's a lasagna. Does that look anything like a lasagna to you?
my God. This is not the fat duck though.
No, this is a duck. It's a duck lasagna instead of beef or
Yeah, I
instead of
can't
lamb.
find. Oh, the fat duck. No, I don't think it's on there anymore. But anyway, I get your point. I get your point. It's interesting.
Yeah, the point is that again, you know, they're trying to justify with certain phrases and certain words, but when you dig a little bit deep into it, nothing's really changed.
Nah.
Yeah, I mean, you go into a Gordon Ramsay's now, and you know you've got prawn cocktail, but it's called something else, and instead of lettuce or instead of prawns, it's got I don't know, lobster tail or whatever. Yeah, there's the innovation has disappeared. Where the innovation has gone is into music and funny tables and, you know,
Dancers and VR headsets.
That's where it's gone.
And
That's where it's gone.
DJs, as we saw in that Ibiza restaurant. Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at this last video you shared. Can you see the screen?
I can. Yep.
Okay, cool. So tonight I'm taking to a restaurant where someone almost got arrested because they didn't want to pay.
Yeah.
I wonder. All right, let's press play.
So
on this bad boy.
basically, I think it was me going there and looking at it and going,
And it is.
I paid for this crap and walking out.
Well,
Yeah,
then
and I
obviously
don't-
customers are catching up with it, you know, and they're going, nah,
Yeah.
sod this. Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Tonight I'm taking you to a restaurant where somebody almost got arrested because they didn't want to pay because it was so bad. But let's start from the beginning. This is Mugari.
Her voice is really peeing me off.
I know.
I'm struggling. I'm struggling, mate. Right.
It's located in San Sebastian in the Basque region of Spain. We sat
Now,
down
San
in these
Sebastian is well known for having a lot of really good
High-end
restaurants.
restaurants, yeah. All right.
Yeah, but also good family ones. Like, you know, there's some really good family-run restaurants where you get big steaks and really good stuff. It's quite well known,
Right.
and they're obviously riding on the back of this.
Right.
seemed to be doing everything right. It's supposed to be an inventive restaurant. For example, to choose your wine, they tell you to pick a photo and tell them 3 words about yourself. But we could have
Look
never
at that.
expected what was to come. The first dish came out
Stop
and
there.
said,
Stop
no.
there. So to choose your wine, you twirl this thing and tell them 3 words about yourself.
And they just give you the Shiraz anyway.
Go on, mate. Sorry.
Talk about a con.
Yeah.
No forks. I was excited to dive in, but when I did, I was essentially eating lip gloss. I mean, you can see the confusion on my face, right? This next dish threw us through a loop because this was actually good. A lovely piece of white asparagus and then a lily flower. Our wine came,
Oh, her voice is killing me.
and things seemed to be getting a little bit better. This came out a sea rash, which was literally just like a soggy cigar. Like, how are you even supposed to eat this? It was a disgusting texture. Still wasn't totally sure what was going on, and maybe my palate was just off. So I turned to this book that they had on the table. Each person has one to write and I guess distract you from how bad the food is. When I tell you I was pretty excited for this next thing to come out because I was
Look
like,
at
oh
this
wow,
one.
how
That looks like a flan, or maybe a
Well,
piece
that-
of tofu.
So I thought it was either tofu or blancmange. You know, like the blancmange you used to get at school.
Mate,
Right? It was like a
you went
wibbly
to some
jelly type
fancy
dessert.
school. What the hell is a blancmange? Wow,
Blancmange is like it was like a jelly-ish type dessert.
a
made
milky
of-
jelly.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it was usually pink because it was supposed to be strawberry flavour.
Right, got yeah. I know what you're talking about.
So,
yeah.
so I thought maybe that it's a version of that. So, continue.
interesting. This is a belly button that you are supposed to suck this weird juice out of. It's made with kefir and almond oil, and you're not supposed to eat it. Only suck that out and then eat the thing on the side.
Yeah.
What? You suck
Yeah,
juice out of a belly button,
And belly
and you're not
button.
meant to eat it.
No.
So did they
no,
reuse it for other customers?
I presume so. Yeah. They just basically get the belly button and then put some more juice and pass it on to the next
Mate,
person.
I would start stabbing it to make sure it's not usable for other customers. That is disgusting.
Could have been
Any-
good. Such a
any-
bummer. I actually liked this dish, but I think I was just gaslighting myself until
Is that cheese?
Well, I thought
because
it was
it doesn't-
cheese. I think it is a type of cheese.
That looks good though.
Right, apparently it's got blue cheese
They
in
call
it.
it pasta azul. It was basically
Oh, it's a
old
pasta.
bucatini pasta that was way too mushed. They rolled it with some type of fungi, basically blue cheese, and then cooked it, but it was hard. Everybody hated it except for me, so I ate 3 of them, and then I felt kind of sick after. Finally, they brought us out a fork and spoon.
So
First,
now this is the first time fork and spoon have come out.
So they're already halfway through the experience, Andrew.
Yeah.
I'd be so hungry at this point. I mean, we had a similar experience. Well, actually, not really. Yeah, we did. We went to that fancy hotel in Portugal, didn't we? And the food was crap. Do you remember? And
It was,
And we were
yeah.
like, we're done with our food because the food was disgusting. We were like, we're done with
Yeah.
it. And they refused to take the plate because they didn't want to ruin
That's
the
right.
optics. Do you remember?
That's right.
It was crazy, right? Andrew and I, we've got this. It was just honestly, guys. I'm Colombian. I'm from a poor background. I never leave food on my plate. This is probably the first time in years where I've gone, I actually can't eat this.
It was horrible.
It was horrible, right? And you know when the dish is lingering in front of you and you're talking because we're in a business meeting and we were just like, this is actually offending me because all I can
Yeah,
see is a
don't
piece
take it
of
away.
food that's been stabbed once or twice and it just looks like a mess and I'm just smelling. And I'm saying to the waiters, I mean, by the way, guys, this is like I think we spent at least £200 or £300 a head.
At least.
I mean, and they refused to take the dish. They were like, no, we're not going to take your dish.
Yeah.
And I mean, imagine that. Like, it's ridiculous. But anyway.
Utensils of the evening. But they gave us a bowl of charred spinach with literally barbecue sauce on it. It was absolutely disgusting. There were some plain mushrooms with salt on the side. That was good. I'm getting sick even thinking about this meal again. Ugh, I'm going to continue this tomorrow, so brace yourselves because the next part is disgusting and
Wow.
So the next part, Minty, and I'm glad you picked this one and not the other one to show.
Right.
The next part, there's a dish, right? And I'm sorry, audience. I really am sorry, but I'm just almost describing it as she described it. It looked like a rolled up tampon, right?
Wow.
That had been used, right? And the idea behind it, Mency, was that you get this cloth, basically, with a sauce on it, and you suck the sauce off.
Wow. I mean, look, literally, look, someone wrote it. This does remind me like the movie, The Menu. So there you go. You know, it's the movie I was referencing earlier on. I would love to see that part 2, actually. I can't see it here.
No.
Wow, that is ridiculous.
It's just awful. It's just awful, you know. And again, we're being duped, Mency. We're being duped with stupid phrases, with stupid words. Foam, amuse-bouche, foraged. Oh, everything's foraged now. No, it isn't. You go and buy it from the local supermarket or whatever.
No one's got time
they
for
all
that.
go out. Sorry?
No one's got time for that. They don't have time to cook it,
No,
let alone bloody forage it.
No, forage mushrooms. No, you don't forage mushrooms, mate. Your restaurant's in the middle of Chelsea, right?
If anything, you're getting it from the same van supplier as Gordon Ramsay 15 years back.
Exactly. You know, things like hand cut. You know, the one that cracks me up, pan fried. Well, that's why it's called a frying pan. Well, how else are you supposed to fry things?
Well, you can deep fry, Andrew, but yeah, I'll get your point.
It's pan fried. Oh no, it's not pan fried. I
It's
fried
not
it in my
fried.
shoe.
It's not fried. It's pan fried, which means
pan-fried.
I used more effort and it's less industrial. Therefore, because it's something that you will do in your house, I will charge you a premium for it.
Exactly. I mean, listen to this one, right? A carpaccio of Maldivian long-line caught yellowfin tuna, fanning on an island of Rio Grande Valley avocado, creme fraiche, topped with young coconut, with a splash of goan lime, coriander, and sprinkled with toasted sesame seeds.
Take my money. That sounds delicious.
But you know the key thing there, right? The key thing there is Moldavian long line caught yellowfin tuna, not short line. It's a long line.
Yeah.
It's a long line.
And that makes it just that bit sweeter. I love it. I love it.
I mean, it goes on and on. There was one post on there that made me laugh. Where he goes, house ground, grass-fed, hand-shaped chuck on artisan stone-cracked wheat petit pain avec pomme de terre frites with a lightly sweetened puree of tomato concentrate. It was burger, chips, and ketchup.
I love it. But you know what, yeah? Hats off to the copywriters. Because whoever wrote that, they're the true heroes here. Honestly. Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant. But you know what? Just I know we're coming to the end of time, etc.
Yeah.
But they are suffering, mate. You know, there's a restaurant called La Gavroche. It's famous. It's
what's
like
that?
it's one of the oldest.
La what?
La Gavroche.
Gavroche. Anyway, what's
Gavroch.
I found it. So what's happening with them then?
Well, it's closed down. 56 years, 2 Michelin stars.
Really? Let's have a look at that.
Yeah.
Closes. Why? Let's have a look. Ooh, Guardian. So it's it closed down after 56 years.
Yeah.
I think I've seen this fella before. Sorry, I'm not showing you, Andrew.
He's a very well-known and highly respected chef. He's been going for absolute years. And you know, after 56 years, they're closing down, and they're all saying the same thing. You know, lack of staff, Brexit, etc. Lack of staff, yeah, fair enough. You know, but
I mean, it costs £949 per person.
Yeah.
Oh wait, wait, hold on. This will start with La Roche on board Flag Green for 2 sailing in Hartford. Well, I'm not sure whether it's the actual meal. It includes breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but not meals at the Gavroche pop-up. No, that's something different. That's something different.
Yeah. But the thing is that they are, you know, we've seen markups of 500-600%. You know, we've seen set menus from £110 to thousands of pounds. Yeah. And then they're blaming lack of staff. Well, the average salary of a waiter or waitress in this field is £22,000 a year plus tips, right? What shocked me the most, what absolutely staggered me, was £22,000 is a rubbish salary for being on your feet all day, listening to moany customers like me, etc. And then, you know, plus tips. And we're not a huge tipping culture, right?
No.
But in America, in certain states, not all of them, the vast majority of them, have a guess. You tell me what you think the minimum wage is for a waiter or waitress.
Well, minimum wage, so that's without tips.
Per hour, without tips.
Probably about $3, mate.
Do you know what? You're very close. $2.59.
Yeah, they make all of their money on tips, mate. All their money on tips.
That to me explains why they go on about tips so much.
Yeah, but then you best make the food cheaper or more accessible, because you're not paying the overhead of the servers, and then I'm paying.
Thank you.
But you can't give me these prices and then expect me to also pay for my bloody waiter. That doesn't make any sense.
No, exactly. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, they're talking about the lack of staff. They're talking about maintaining profit margins. They're finding it difficult. Well, you're charging £21.50 for vegetable soup. So I don't know what the friggin' hell you're moaning about. All right. And then obviously the economic downturn and things like that. I just think, you know what, it's not just about that. I think
it's got to be something else behind it, because they must be leaking money elsewhere. It might be the location, because they're looking for Mayfair locations, all this type of stuff. But I'll be honest with you, even here locally, some of these restaurants are charging these prices, mate. I'm telling you, and I don't see the real estate being that high. So I don't understand where the money's leaking to. No,
I mean that one with the kebab place, 110 quid for a set menu, right? That one's in a basement. It's in a basement in East London somewhere. Yeah, I can't remember the exact address, right? It's in a basement, right? But you know what? My thing is that, you know, let's not. It's the staff that I feel sorry for, you know, because they're the ones losing their jobs. There's been thousands lost their job. Yeah. I mean, Gordon Ramsay. He famously, again, I'm picking on Gordon again, but he famously during the pandemic got rid of, I think it was about 500 staff, right, and used the furlough to pay them their final month. Yeah. Just, you know, and that's all over the newspapers. He hated that being reported. Again, he was effing and blinded, but it was fact. It was fact, right? But, you know, let's look at the chefs, right? So top 5 chefs in the world, or top richest, right?
Yep.
There's a guy called Nobi Matsushushe, right? He's around 200 million. He's worth around $200 million, right? And then we come to Gordon Ramsay, who's number 4 in the world, apparently. He's worth $220 million.
Wow.
Then Jamie Oliver is third with $340 million, right? Then there's a chap called Kimball Musk, $500 million. And then Alan Wong, $1.2 billion. These are chefs, right? I'm not sure if you caught that name, but Kimball Musk, who's he related to?
No, it's not Elon.
He is. It's his brother.
Wow.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
I'm
his
not
brother.
gonna lie. What type of seaman created those
Yeah.
men?
Yeah.
For them to be just exceptionally rich in both, everything they touch. That's crazy.
Yeah.
All the eggs of the mum, whatever. I mean, whatever it is, they should be selling that stuff because for whatever reason, these guys seem to excel in everything they bloody do. But yeah, it's interesting.
But the thing is that none of these people, right, the ones that I've listed there, goes back to what we were talking about earlier about quality, about imagination and this, that, and the other, right? They don't earn their money from restaurants and cooking
And
or whatever.
Interestingly, Andrew, sorry to cut you. There's other chefs, right, that haven't amassed that fortune, and they've literally shaped entire cuisines for countries that have created billions and billions and billions for our whole economies. So I can't remember his name right now, but there is a famous Peruvian chef who was the son of a politician. In fact, let's have a look. Famous.
Well, while you're looking at, funnily you mentioned Peru, but the top earner that I mentioned, his name was Alan Wong, right? He earned all his money by fusing Peruvian food with Asian food.
Right.
Yeah. And Peru seems to be a real hotspot for really good food.
Right. So this guy, funny enough, I'm gonna share it right now with you. So there's a guy called Gaston Acurio, right? So Gaston Acurio, who I'm sharing with the audience right now, he is he actually invented a lot of the modern day Peruvian dishes, like lomo saltado. I mean, but a lot of the famous dishes that literally are the reasons why people travel into Peru, he coined.
Really?
And apparently he was the son of a politician. So if I go to his Wikipedia, his son, he started a Peruvian. Anyway, look, apparently he's the son of like some politicians, and his dad wanted him to be a politician, and he just said, "No, I just love food," and he ended up being one of Peru's most famous. I mean, because if you think about Peru, a lot of it is tourism, and a lot of it's gastronomy, and this guy's inventions have literally changed whole entire economies right across the world. It's not just the people in Peru, it's the people that's left Peru as well that managed to sustain themselves at the back of his recipes. And isn't that worthy, I guess? So I'm not saying I'm not saying that being a chef
should be about.
I'm not saying that being a chef shouldn't result in you being a multi-millionaire or even a billionaire, especially when we think about something shaping like our food practices. But god damn it, like give it to these guys that are literally, like for example, I heard a rumor about apparently the Thai food that we eat aren't actually traditional Thai dishes. They were made as a marketing campaign by the country. So what they did was they started exporting a lot of chefs with these particular things like pad Thai and all that type of stuff. Bit with the restaurants here, and then everyone wanted to go back to Thailand to eat those dishes. Those type of people should be awarded because they've changed entire economies. But when I think about Jamie Oliver or Gordon Ramsay, can you just name one dish that they've invented that has shaped our culture?
No.
You know how like we do beans and toast, we do bread pudding, I don't know, Yorkshire pudding, Cornish pasty. Name one dish that Gordon Ramsay or Jamie Oliver has crafted that we as a nation.
No, no. And that goes back to my point about, you know, they claiming of, my good God, there's a fox in my garden the size of a horse.
Well, there you go.
Friggin' hell.
There you go. Maybe that's why they sold the property, mate. But anyway.
Yeah, anyway, so that's why I've gone about innovation and stuff like that. You know, you mentioned Jamie Oliver, right, and Gordon, right? They don't make their money off food anymore. They don't make their money off restaurants. Yes, some of it is there, right? Jamie Oliver worth 330, 340, right? You know, he does cookery books, all the same thing. Meals in minutes, meals in 10 minutes, you know, quick meals, even quicker meals. That's all a load of crap, right?
Hasn't shaped our cuisine as a country at all. At all.
I'm sorry?
Hasn't shaped our cuisine as a country at all.
No, not at all, not at all, right? You know, he's the cheeky chappie, the cheeky cockney. Yeah, he tried being a restaurateur, right? And
most of them have failed. Most of them have failed.
Yeah, failed. He left 1,000 people unemployed because he couldn't spend the time in his restaurants. He thought by sticking Jamie Oliver and charging 50 quid for a burger, it'll be famous. It'll be thingy. Same with Ramsay. Yeah, makes most of his money going around hotels telling them what they're doing wrong and stuff like that. Right? It's just gone. And
I myself have never been to a Gordon Ramsay restaurant other than just the Warrington pub. So I've got no comments on him. I actually quite like Gordon Ramsay. But Jamie Oliver, spot on. I couldn't give a monkeys about Jamie Oliver. I generally don't have a respect for the guy. I've learned nothing off the guy, and I've watched countless episodes of it, and I've never thought, oh, I'm going to copy that. Oh, that's a good technique to help me. Never.
I have never looked at one of those programs, right, by those two and others.
Well, with Gordon, I have. There's a few things I've learned of Gordon, I must say. Yeah,
but I've never gone, I'm going to go and buy their book because there's some interesting stuff there. Yeah. And it's just, you know, that's what I feel about fine dining. You know, I think.
Well, actually, pause on that because we'll go into the final thoughts. Andrew. Yeah. So what's your conclusions on fine dining, Andrew?
Right. So I think there's going to be more closures, right? Yeah. I think people are voting with their feet. I think a lot of people are now conscious about food miles, and the cost. You know, the long line caught Moldovan yellowfin tuna, etc. People are going, well, you know, how many food miles was there to get that to us, and things like that. I think people want more natural food. You know, when you get a fillet of sea bass, you want a fillet of sea bass, not a perfectly rectangular piece of fish that's been trimmed to within an inch of its life and then put on your plate, right? You want a piece of fish, right? And I think, you know, restaurants opened by chefs that are just endlessly talking about their lives and their childhoods, or like Rick Stein, every episode he reads a book by Chaucer or by Shakespeare or whatever, right? It's dead. It's dead, right? They don't set foot in their own restaurants. They just stick their names on them.
I actually like a bit of Rick Stein, I must be honest, because he travels. I like a bit of Rick Stein. He travels.
It's a great program. Don't get me wrong, but it's.
I won't be going to his restaurant, but I do like his episodes, I must say.
Well, it's a travel program. It's not a cookery program.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and he always sits on a rock somewhere, and reads a poem by Chaucer, and I just have to switch off. Right, you know, because he's a public school boy lad, isn't he? Blah blah blah. You know, you know, born into a well-to-do family. He owns half of Cornwall. And fun fact, maybe it's not a fun fact, but I actually got bought by Paula a cooking class at his school in Cornwall, and it was quite good. He wasn't there, obviously, but it was quite decent. But yeah, I just think that they're up themselves. They need to stop being up themselves. They need to go back to basics. If you're going to be a chef, be a chef. if you're gonna go around saying you're
Make it about the
creative and
food, not
innovative-
yourself. Basically, is what you're saying.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Thank you.
okay.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Make it about the food, not yourself. Yeah, and make it about the customer and not yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give them a menu they're going to understand. You know, don't be pretentious. It's not all about you. It really isn't, because people have got choices. They've got choices, and let's not even touch on technology.
The Instagram
Yeah.
stuff is really pulling the lead. You don't even have the lid on everything. You don't even have to go to the bloody restaurant now. I feel like I've experienced that, wherever that place was in Spain, in Seville or whatever it was. Yeah, like I don't have to go now. I've seen it. It's
No.
done.
No.
It's done.
Yeah.
Like, and it's
Yeah.
the thing. If you're not
Yeah.
going on Taste and Food, because you watch an Instagram reel and you'll be like, oh my god, I've got to try that. Like I've just got to. Do you know what I'm trying? Yeah. This is really pulling the lid on that type of stuff, and people just going, oh great, oh you just saved me 300 quid. Thank you very much.
300 quid. Yeah,
Thank you very
exactly.
much.
I mean, I felt bad. My daughter and my son-in-law, who, by the way, is a chef, right? He's a chef. Yeah, and...
Oh,
you know,
so he must cook for you all the time, these amazing dishes.
Yeah, you'd think, wouldn't you? Right? Yeah, you'd think.
I knew the
Actually,
answer to
he's
that.
cooked for me once, and he's very good. I'll give him that.
You
Yeah.
just wanted to do it more, basically.
Yeah, he's very good, and he's doing really well. But again, with him and with his colleagues, because I know some of his colleagues, it's about ingredients and it's about the food.
I follow him on Instagram, and his creations just look amazing. Like generally, I've got loads of chef friends that like literally they're just in love with food. A bit like we started this episode, just saying, look, we just want to serve good food to good people, but then you've got these other wallies on the other side of the spectrum that just kind of kill it for everyone. And and now if there is a dish that you'd be like, actually I'll spend a couple of £100 on that, like as in sorry that was sourced from a very, very difficult place with a high level of skill, you're just going to look at it skeptically because you can't separate the chaff from the real stuff. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And it just ruins the industry.
Absolutely.
Again, hats off to all the chefs that may be listening in the future.
Hard work. It's hard work.
We love you all. Just don't become this when you start getting notoriety.
Don't be one of those pretentious wallies, because you know what, guys, nobody really cares who you are and who what fields you've run around and climbed up trees. Nobody gives a monkeys. They just want a nice plate of food that they're going to go, you know what, that tasted amazing, I'll come back. Not, oh yeah, I loved his story about how he found a cowpat and turned it into a chocolate dessert.
Well, you know what, Andrew? They've given me an idea. On my next sales cycle, I'm going to try that. I'm going to just try talking about myself and about me falling off from a tree rather than the actual product that I'm selling, and see how it goes down, because it obviously goes down well with the rich.
Exactly, yeah. So with that, my rant is over.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for listening.
Yeah, thank you, Andrew. There's some takeaway points there. We'll carry on plowing on. So, thank you very much for listening, everyone, as Andrew have just said. And we will now leave you with our outro music, which also happens...
Which is also our intro music.
Yeah, exactly. So, take care of yourselves, and I hope you enjoyed it. Take care, everyone. Bye. Lovely. I'm hungry now.